What's up, everybody? First off, I'd like to say this is something that we're trying out for the first time, and hopefully we can incorporate this, at least once a month. Okay. And what we did was we posted a post on Instagram, all my social media pretty much, asking you guys to, whatever questions you have to ask me, I'll answer it live on my YouTube channel. Okay. So I got a lot of questions, tons of questions. I mean, hundreds of questions, and it's just so many. So I'm picking the top 10 that I think is, it's so many. I'm gonna pick 10 good ones that I like. Okay. Don't feel bad if I don't get to your question. Like I said, we want to make this a monthly thing. So hopefully one day I will pick yours. So we're gonna start with the first question. The first question is from Big Jeezy 95. Okay, so Big Jeezy 95, you are the very first person to get that question answered by me on my YouTube channel. All right. So he asked, did you play sports when you were younger? And if you did, what is your favorite sport besides bodybuilding? I did play sports when I was younger. I played basically everything. My family is very, very athletic. Everybody in my family is athletic. Okay, you can't go in no one's house in my family and not find this TV on ESPN right now. So we are a very, very sports-oriented family. Okay, but to get to your question, I played football. I was one of the best running backs in the whole state of Florida. I played, I ran track. I was a 5th degree black belt. I played a little basketball, but not on the basketball team. Okay. What else? That's basically the main sports. I played all the main sports. Okay. Also baseball. I did play baseball as well. I was really good in baseball too. So you wanted to know what's my favorite sport? Well, my favorite sport is football by a long shot. Okay. NFL, college football, high school football. I watch it all. I basically watch anything on TV. Any sport I watch. I don't care if it's tennis, anything but hockey. I love golf. I watch golf. I sit down and watch anything, man. I just love sports, as a whole. I've even started getting into soccer since my daughter plays soccer. I've even started getting into soccer. Cristiano Ronaldo is my favorite soccer player, just so you know. I know Messi's good, but I like Christian. He's pretty crafty with that footwork, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, that was my favorite sport. Football is my favorite sport. I was all-state, one of the best running backs. And what happened was, I was looking to possibly go on to become an NFL football player and all that stuff. We all have dreams. That was my dream. Bodybuilding was not even on the radar. Okay, so football was my dream, becoming an NFL player. But what happened was, my junior year in high school, my girlfriend got pregnant. So, making a long story short, she's a white woman. She got disowned by her family. So I had to be a man, stood up, took care of my family, man. She got kicked out, so I ended up getting an apartment. And it was funny because everything played out right on time. I'm giving y'all a lot of personal shit here, but I'm keeping it real with y'all. And a lot of stuff had happened and it lined up right, all ducks in a row. My aunt was looking for a new place. She just got a new house. She was living in an apartment, so she had 6-month lease on her apartment. So she said, well, hey, you can take my apartment. You can make the rent on here, and I'm gonna go ahead and move into the house. Bam, there you go. So 18-year-old kid moving into his own apartment, and man, you can't beat that. So I ended up moving into the apartment, taking care of my girlfriend, and the baby came and all that stuff. So I'm in high school, senior year, got a baby, and working as well. So, my thing was I was raised to be a man. So then with my football career, I needed to take care of my family. So I ended up getting 2 jobs, working, taking care of the family. That was the beginning of my career in how bodybuilding actually, started. Got from the gym, talked me into going to a bodybuilding show, and the rest is history. When I saw that, it was all good after that. So there it went, Big DZ 95. There's your answer to your question. Moving on along. Second question that I ran across that I liked is by Hussein Farabak. Excuse me if I got that wrong, okay? And his question was, he says, I got a good one. He said, how in the hell you have not gotten injured for so many years since you started? Any tips and tricks? There's no tricks and tips or nothing like that. It's all about being smart, okay? Listening to your body. That's what I've done over the years. If I'm in the gym and I'm training and I tweak something, then I take off. No matter how long it take, I would take off from doing that particular body part until it actually heals. So I don't wait a month and then get back in there and test it out. None of that. I make sure it's healed 100% before I start back training that particular body part again. And the reason that's been so effective for me is because, I've seen a lot of guys go in the gym and they end up tearing that muscle after trying to rush back too fast. What you guys got to know is muscle has memory, okay? If just because you're taking off 2 months, yeah, it's gonna get smaller, but muscle has memory and it's gonna come right back after 2 or 3 weeks. 4 weeks or what have you, it's gonna come right back. You're never gonna lose it. It's gonna come right back. So don't be afraid to take that time off and let that particular body part heal 100%. Okay, so that's why I've been able to last so long and I've never been injured. Okay. Third question is from, and y'all know I had to tackle this question. This third question is from Enat84. And his question is, man, exactly how many pairs of Air Jordans do you have? Whose kick game is sicker, yours or Phil's? First of all, I've been doing this since late 80s. Ain't no comparison. Phil got a couple Jordans here and there that he got off the shelf. I get exclusive shit. You know what I'm saying? So y'all don't need to ask me about no kick game when it comes to no bodybuilders. Y'all need to ask me about these rappers and stuff like that. Nah, I'm joking. But anyway, how many pairs I got? I probably got 200, 250 pair of retro Jordans, okay? I've just gotten into other shoes like foam posits. I've made that my official workout shoe now. You'll never see me in the gym training with Jordans, okay? Not no retros. So I have to have an official workout shoe. It used to be Air Maxes, but now I'm switched to foam posits because they feel a lot more sturdy in the gym when I'm training, okay? So there you have it. No one in bodybuilding can touch my shoe game, period, all right? In the fitness industry, period. All right, so let's move on. Fourth question is by Nicholas Gruwada, athlete. And his question is, how do you handle your salt intake during your contest prep? I'm right now 6 weeks out and I don't know if I can use, he said he don't know if he can use it or what amount he should take. Well, here's the deal with sodium, okay? Sodium don't affect me at all, So some people are sodium sensitive and makes you hold a lot of water. Sodium made me hold no water at all. I think you've heard me say this a few times. When I fly, I get dry. No one does that, I'm not bragging about anything, but my genetics allows me to get drier as I fly. So I remember landing in Australia last year, or 2 years ago. I landed on Saturday, the day of the show. So I took a 15-hour flight, 16-hour flight to Australia, landed the same day of the show, and ended up winning the show because it makes me dry. So to get back to your question, you will have to know your body. You will have to know if it affects you. If it don't affect you, you don't need to cut it. It keeps me full. So if you got that problem where as you know it's going to affect you and it's going to make you hold water, don't do it. Cut it out. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But for me, not speaking for nobody else, I'm saying me in particular, I have to have the salt because it keeps me full and it don't affect me. Okay, so if it affects you, cut it out. And that would be my answer to you. Okay. This next question, I think we're on what? Question number 5. We're on question 5. So we only got 5 more after this. I actually love answering these questions, but you know, I can go on all day with this, but we can't make the whole video about me answering your questions. So that's we originally had it at 5, and I took it to 10. Okay, next question this is from Cam Tucker, and he asks, how did you get into bodybuilding, and what age was that? Let's see. I was in the gym training. Well, first of all, let's start from the beginning on how you got in the gym. My brother went to boot camp. He got into the Navy and stuff, and he went to boot camp, came back, and he was kind of buff from doing all those push-ups. And I said, you know, I ain't finna let my brother outdo me. So I started going to the gym and started working out myself. So after a couple, months of working out, I had a few guys approach me and they were like, hey, you ever thought about bodybuilding? I'm like, nah, I ain't trying to get up on stage and on the skimpy drawers. That ain't happening. So, they talked me into going to a show. Well, actually one of my best friends to this day, Tim Davis, walked by and it was like, see, this is Tim. He's doing the show. And I seen his calves. I was like, good Lord. Look, this guy calves and legs, and he was just like a lightweight. And I was like freaking out over this guy, like, dang, look at this dude's body. So they talked me into going to the show that he actually competed in. And I went to the show. And then when I got in there, it was like so packed and all the people was going crazy in there, cheering and stuff. A lot of beautiful women in particular was going crazy. So I'm like, I want all these women screaming for me like this. So I started working out and I like what I saw. I started working out. So I really got into sport for the girls, man. I wanted to get me some girls like that, So I started training for my next competition. I think it was like my first competition. I think it was like, 2 months later. So they put me on, some guys from the gym put me on this diet, man, and it was tuna fish. I don't even think I ate tuna fish since then. That was 27 years ago. They just tuna fished me out. I was done with tuna. So after eating all that tuna fish and getting crazy lean and shredded, I did my first competition 2 months later. And I ended up winning that competition. That was Jack's Physique. I never forget. That was in my hometown. And I did that competition and ended up winning my class and overall as a bantamweight. So I was only 137 pounds my first show. But I was absolutely peeled. I was shredded. So I ended up winning that show, winning overall, and became the first bantamweight to win the overall title in the whole state of Florida. And Florida has 60-something shows. So you just imagine 60-some shows every year for years and years and years. And me being the first guy to ever win overall was pretty, that's pretty amazing to me. But I remember just looking in magazines and stuff, and I'm like, I could never get that big. I don't even want to get like that. I would see Sean Ray and all these guys, and Flex Wheeler, and these guys with these big legs are rubbing together. I don't want my legs rubbing together like that. So I wasn't even trying to get big. I was just in it, like I said, for the girls at the beginning. And of course, when you start competing more and more, and you start winning, and of course you lose, and that makes you hungrier. You want to compete against the same guys who beat you and try and beat them. So that was my thing. If you beat me, I'm gonna come back and get you next show. I want to find out where you competing at so I can go get in that show and try and beat this guy. So that kept me going. And also the competitiveness of the sport is what's kept me going so many years, even to this day. Once the fire is gone, I'm done. So the fire's still in my heart. I still love competing against guys all over the world. I love to train. I'll probably train for the rest of my life. I'll always be in the gym training. I won't be this big. I can't wait to actually retire and go down to 200 pounds. I'm still gonna look good. Don't get it twisted now. I'm still gonna look good always. But I just want to be a smaller version of me. When I was younger, I still looked like this. I still was lean and shredded, even as an 18-year-old. So when I first started bodybuilding, I was 19 years old, like this, but small. And still lean, had biceps, all that stuff. People still freak out over me on football field back then. So that's how I got into bodybuilding. Just going to the gym and getting talked and going to a show and wanting to get girls. That's how I got into bodybuilding. Okay, so moving on along. Next question. This question is by Photo G Nick, okay, and his question was, how do you manage everyday life, relationship, and with friends, families, while spending almost all your time in the gym? I'm assuming he's talking about now, with him. I'm assuming he's talking about himself, which also happened to me at the beginning of my career. Well, to answer that question, you first have to find a mate that is understanding, that is behind you 100%, and that's gonna do whatever it takes to make you get to the next level. Okay, if you find somebody that's that's totally against everything that you're doing, they gotta go, period. Friends, whatever. So if I'm some of my friends see me bodybuilding and they're like, man, that's sick, they gotta go, period. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how long we've been friends. Your friends and family should understand that you have goals, okay? If they can't understand that, they may have different goals than me, just like my kids. They got different goals. They don't want to be on bodybuilding, but I expect them to, to achieve their goals, whatever it may be. So if you can't respect me and accept what I'm doing, then you gotta go. Just as simple as that. So it's always good to have a good support system. That's what's got me to where I am today, and helps me continue to be better and continue to go and to continue to, y'all. And what I mean by good support system, that's with anything, whether it's business, whether it's through ups and downs, and somebody that's gonna be honest with you. Okay, you don't want nobody in your corner that's a yes man. Everything you do, yes. You look like shit, but they telling you you look great. You don't need that. You need somebody gonna be 100% with you. If you look like shit, if I look like shit, I want you to tell me. That's what I want in my corner. Look, you need to do this, you need to do that. You look like crap, or you making a bad investment. I need that in my life. I don't need nobody that's gonna, show up at the dinner table, ain't got no money. I gotta pay for everything all the time. So I need somebody that's gonna be there, that's gonna back me, that's gonna get me make good decisions with me, and we're gonna do it together. So that's what I mean by good support system. Okay. Moving on along. Next question is from it's Dumb Curbs. Dumb Curbs. Okay. You guys got some crazy names out there, boy. But I'm doing the best I can to pronounce the name. Okay. And his question is, do you have any plans to come over to UK, whether it be guest pose or expo? It would be great to have you. I've been trying to get over to UK for the past 5 years, man. It's been a while since I've been over there. You got a huge expo over there called Body Power, and me and the promoter, Oli, or the guy that runs that actually runs the expo has been trying to get me to get over there, but every year my schedule is so booked solid, I hadn't been able to get over there. But I'm gonna make it priority next year to actually get to the expo. So fingers crossed, I will be at Body Power 2017. Okay, so mark your calendars. The Blade is coming. Make sure you come and see me. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody because I got so many fans over there, man. I get so many messages and emails from you guys. And I'm sorry I haven't been able to make it, but God willing, I will be over there 2017 at Body Power 2017. All right. Next question. All right, so this is question number 8. It's from J-Man the Bach Fitness. Okay. And this question is, do you have any advice maintaining muscle mass while recovering from a shoulder injury, which prevents you from training shoulders, chest, and even back sometimes? It's pretty much the same thing I mentioned in the earlier question. And that is, muscle has memory, okay? Don't be afraid to take off if you injure anything, okay? And it's gonna take 3-4 weeks for it to come right back once it heals 100%. But my advice to you is make sure it heals 100%. Don't go in there and listen to these nonsense of these guys saying no pain, no gain. That's a bunch of BS. Okay, this is why I've been around for 28 years with no injury, because I listen to my body, I train smart. Okay, so if you injure anything, you tweak anything, take off until it heals 100%. Do not go back in the gym until it's actually healed. Okay, and then it'll be back in a month to 6 weeks. No problem. Okay, so don't be afraid to take off. Next question. And Jay Bazaz asked, based on the schedule, sometimes I have to work out at 9 p.m. The question is, should I take in carbs post this late workout? It's my last meal because I have to go to bed around 12 a.m. I would say no, okay? Especially if it's contest time and you're getting ready for a show. You want to try and get all your meals in, all your carbs in during the day. And anything after 6 p.m., try and, cut out. Okay, so my answer to you is carbs during the day and you'll be fine. As long as you get your carbs in, you'll be fine. Okay, so I wouldn't even risk taking in carbs that late and actually having them turn into fat, going right to bed shortly after you eat. Okay, so get all your carbs in during the day. Okay, this is the final question. It's from Griv J. And he asked, if you could go back 10 years, what would you do differently? And do you think you would have won more Olympia titles with the knowledge you have today? Yes. It's a double-edged sword. I think my career has been set in stages. Okay. So yes and no. Okay. My career has been set in like 3 stages. Coming into the game, competing as a pro for the first 5-6 years, I've done everything on my own. Okay. I had a super fast metabolism, with great genetics. So I got away with not training hard at all, not dieting hard at all. If I would go on the road, instead of eating my meals I had with me, I would just drop off at Popeyes. So what I mean by that is I would go and not take any food with me, no diet food, eat what's in the airport. Okay, so I had amazing genetics. Well, I got amazing genetics still, because I'm still competing today against younger guys, and I still have no loose skin nowhere. So let's rephrase that. I have amazing genetics. So that allowed me in the first stage of my career to get away with murder. So I was able to not do a lot of cardio, which I don't do today. I only do 20 minutes a day, so I did no cardio then. I did no abs then. So that was the first stage of my career. Second stage of my career, I got with Joe McNeil, one of the brilliant gurus back in the day. We worked together for about 7 years, won many titles, won Olympia, all that stuff. Okay, won two Arnolds, I think. Yeah, something like that. 3 Arnolds, something like that. So I had an amazing career with him. So that was the second stage of my career. So my third stage of my career, like I said, is getting with a great group of knowledgeable people. Not training heavy, using our own machines with Charles. So guys, don't think that machines, you don't grow using machines. I'm bigger than I've ever been. Right now, training with Charles Glass, only using machine work, no compound movements. So you have to be smart. You have to know, you have to worry about getting injured, as you get older. So that's where the machine work come in, okay? And getting with a great trainer, knowledgeable nutritionist like George Farah, who has incorporated more food, more carbs than I've ever ate my whole career. It was very hard getting with him, doing the diets, eating so much food, because I was the type person that would eat 3 meals and stay and grow off of that and get, stay full through the day. But as you get older, as I got older, we found that, my career started, when I hit 2010, I had a decline in my physique. I couldn't get hard as I used to. My glutes were getting, wasn't getting as shredded as they normally do. I remember in 2010, I did one show and I had no glutes. So me and Gail, my girlfriend at the time, we was contemplating on actually retiring until I got with George. So getting with somebody who's very knowledgeable changed my whole world. Charles and George, okay? And continue to, I remember from 2010, 11, maybe 12, I won no shows. Now, since I've got with these guys, I think I won 8 to 10 shows maybe. I mean, who does that? Who actually gets better as they get older? Well, this is why. Being smart, training smart, eating smart. So I've been able to actually, when George first gave me my first diet, I'm like, that's impossible. There's no way I can eat all this food. So eating 2 cups of rice every meal, I just couldn't fathom that. So I did the best I could. You got to learn how to train your body to eat that much. So, and George believes in being able to eat a lot of carbs to train the body to be able to burn fat while you eat the carbs. Okay, that's his thing. And that worked out tremendously for me. I have to eat a lot of food in order to continue to get better. I have to eat clean on off season, which I've trained my body to do, trained my mind to do. Because the first thing you want to do is after the show, you want to eat, off season means off season to most people. So that means junking out every meal, eating crazy amounts of fats and stuff like that, pizza, cake, cookies, all that stuff. So I've trained my body now till my stomach can't even handle that anymore. So what I would do on off season now is I would eat 5 clean meals and eat whatever I want for dinner, or eat whatever I want 1 meal out of the day. So that's been able to put on lean muscle, get better. Like I said, I'm bigger than I've ever been at this age. At 47 years old, I'm bigger than I've ever been. I put on more weight. So you don't hear this, you don't hear that Dexter's too small no more. Because getting with these guys and training smart, still training heavy with machine work and not risk injury, like Ronnie and Dorian and some of these guys, look at Ronnie. He's in a wheelchair. Look at Dorian. He started tearing muscle because they didn't make the proper adjustments. This is my 18th year as a pro. I've never had an injury. So getting with like I said, getting with great people who know, get great knowledgeable people who know how to train and how to eat smart and how to eat clean on off season and all that good stuff, and how to add carbs and eat a lot of carbs and know how to actually burn fat and all that good stuff, and train the body to be able to burn fat and all that good stuff, even on off season, not get blown out of proportion and all that stuff, and put on lean muscle has made leaps and bounds in my career at this point. Okay, so there you have it. That's how I've been able to continue to get better as I've gotten older. All right, so those are the 10 questions that I've answered for you guys. I'm looking for this to be, like I said, a monthly thing. I kind of like this. I actually love it. I actually like answering you guys' questions on here and giving you my experiences and telling you what I think, so I actually feel like a teacher. Okay. So I like this. So until next time, be looking for the next post. I'm gonna, do videos and, short videos and actually post and all that stuff, letting you guys know that, when the next Q&A is coming. Okay? So you guys take care. This includes my video questions, answer type seminar, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Until next time, I'll see you guys later, man. All right?